race day today. Yeah, right now I'm making my way to North Sydney Park, also called St. Leonard's Park. It's very early, sunrise hasn't happened yet, obviously it's dark, so it's like 4:20 right now. I had to get up at 3:30. Yeah, I am feeling a bit nervous, but you know, luckily I got an alright sleep. And I am looking forward to getting to the start line and starting this race. I really can't wait. When I got to North Sydney, I made one final trip to the bathroom, did a warm-up, and because it was so cold and windy that morning, I was very excited to start the race. Even though I was registered in a slightly slower wave, I was able to get to the front of the pack and have plenty of room to run at my own pace. And here I am starting the marathon! Just crossed the start line, I'm so excited, let's do this! Just began the Sydney Mara. It's exciting. We all ran across the Sydney Harbour Bridge, and this is one experience I'm never gonna forget. It was absolutely electrifying. As we headed towards Darling Harbour in Pyrmont, I realised that I set off at a pace faster than I had initially planned, so I decided to be a bit more confident in myself and see if I could maintain the sub 5-minute K pace the whole way. Some parts of the course were a bit narrow, like here, but I was still able to overtake people and stay at a consistent pace. And the crowd support and views were excellent. Here, I'm about 10 k's in. From here, we made our way up to Barangaroo and went around the rocks. I also made sure to regularly take water and electrolytes at the stations, and I was still feeling fresh this far into the race. We also went through the CBD, which is a part I didn't film because I was so focused on the run. As I ran down College Street, I got to see the winner of the marathon run past. Very exhilarating, as you can tell.
Yeah, bro! Yeah! Bro!
We ran down Anzac Parade to Kensington and Kingsford. Halfway. It was awesome passing some familiar faces in Kingsford. I didn't film for a while, but we continued up Anzac Parade, and at the 27k mark I felt a pain in my right leg and thought I was gonna cramp, so I just drank some pickle juice, which is good for that. We made our way down to do a lap of Centennial Park, and at the 30k mark, which is here, it was great to pass some familiar faces. I had plenty of energy to chat for the first 30k's, but then after that it became harder to do so. I knew I was about an hour away from the finish line, and I was just really focused on pushing through the pain at this point. My legs were becoming more sore, but I knew that with the city in view, I was getting closer and closer to the finish line. Here we had about 5k's to go, and I really wasn't looking forward to going down Mrs. Macquarie's chair. My slowest split was between 35 and 40k's, and I definitely slowed down as we went around to Mrs. Macquarie's chair and had to go up the hill. One thing I did want to do is to be able to manage a negative split, but I was still happy with how I raced at this segment. I didn't slow down significantly, and I still ran. At 40k's, I managed to pick up the pace for a final 2.2k push to the finish line. With the Sydney Opera House in view, I was so overjoyed and blown away by the crowd support.
One run there, finishing off and strong. Doing it big time. Lonnie, Duncan and Justin. Stop.
I finished with a time of 3 hours, 28 minutes and 31 seconds, and for a first ever marathon, that was a really good time. I definitely got emotional when I crossed the finish line. I received my finisher's medal and some refreshments, and walked very slowly, with a lot of pain in my legs, to the botanical gardens for a rest. It's been almost a week since the marathon, and I just wanted to share my thoughts and reflections on how the race went for me. The way I described this race to many people was like it wasn't my first one, like I had done a marathon before. And that goes to show just how well prepared I was. Before I started training for the marathon, I did do a lot of research into how to prepare well for it. And luckily, like everything I did leading up to that moment really paid off, and I totally underestimated that. My initial goal was to go at like a 5:20 pace, which would have put me under 3 hours 45 minutes. Then I realized a few kilometers into the race when I was running it, I had been running at like a sub 5-minute pace, and my response to that was actually to have more confidence in my ability to sustain it. So I thought it would be worth trying to see how long I could sustain it for, and yeah, to my surprise, it was pretty much the whole way. Often what happens in a marathon is that people can do something called hitting the wall, which is when they don't have energy to run anymore, or maybe cramping bad due to glycogen stores being depleted, legs fatigued. This is a bit of a surprise, but with regards to my nutrition on race day, I packed 3 gels. You can tell I've got 2 left. If you do the maths, I only took 1 gel throughout the entire marathon. And yeah, this is a bottle that I used to carry pickle juice in. There were water and electrolyte stations like every 5 kilometers, so I relied on those. For recovery, I was just pretty much taking days off running and doing stretching, walking, just to make sure the legs were loose. Right now, my legs are feeling a lot better, but I'm still contemplating to take some time off running, or I might get back into it this week, but I'll definitely take it easy for at least 2 weeks. On a more positive note, I wanted to say that the crowd support and views of the city were absolutely electrifying. I really enjoyed every part of the race, and the crowd just made it very worthwhile. I'm really thankful to everyone who came out to support me on the day, and to everyone who did the Sydney Marathon. It was very fun to share this race with you all. Before I wrap up this video, I just want to show my finishers shirt, which I got from the Sydney Marathon Expo last Friday. Yeah, it says finisher on the back. I didn't want to wear this shirt before I finished the marathon, because it didn't make sense to me, but now that I have finished the marathon, it does make sense to wear this. When I put this shirt on, it's not just a reminder that I completed the Sydney Marathon, but also a reminder of something bigger, which is there are things in life that can get hard, but the main thing you can do is to stay consistent and keep on going, just like a marathon. I just want to say a really huge thank you for watching me complete my first ever marathon. I really hope you enjoyed watching this video, and stay tuned for more awesome videos like this. Bye!